So the first thing you want to do is get Visual Studio Code. So if you type in Java Visual Studio Code and you click on this first link, it'll take you here. And here's the getting started tutorial. But down here, you want to do install the coding pack for Java and Windows. And then you want to install the Java extension. So really, if you just kind of go through these instructions here, it'll sort of guide you. It's really just a bunch of installing these different things. The next thing we're going to do is try to make a folder on your desktop or on your, like I put one in my documents folder, and it's just called Java Lessons. And inside of here, I'm just going to make another folder that we're going to navigate to from Visual Studio in a second. Just call it like Lesson 1. And this is really where we would just kind of throw in some of our code. With that said, let me fire up Visual Studio. All right, so here we are in Visual Studio. Now, it's a little bit different than other programs where you have to create a package and all that good stuff, because us creating that folder made the package for us. So what we want to do is, notice if we go to our Explorer here, we see no folder open. We just click Open Folder, and it's taking me to Documents, Java Lessons, Lesson 01. I'm going to select that folder. Notice there's no code in here. So this essentially is our package. So if I want to create a main file, say we're doing the classic hello world thing, right? So what I can do is just click new file here, and I can just name this main. And then this is important because you have to actually specify what the type is. And then you'll see a little red J here indicating that it's the Java. What's cool about Visual Studio is that it recognizes that you want to work in Java. So they provide you with a bunch of really great documentation. Um, and even that pop-up's not too bad, that it sort of helps you getting allocated to Java and Visual Studio. So make sure to read through that if you're definitely interested. You can see here it shows you the equivalency if you're coming from Eclipse or IntelliJ. So here we are in main. In Java, the first thing you have to do is create a class. And what I'll normally do is just select the second option. Now, if you don't see this popping up, this IntelliSense, what you want to do is go over here to your extensions and just type in Java. And sometimes when you run that extension pack, it doesn't do this for you. So you want to make sure that you install Java extension pack. So let's go back up here. And once you install that, refresh or reboot this. And now when you type in the word class, you should see this as your first and second option. The second option will create the class for you. The next thing we want to do is create the main method. So I'm going to type main, and you can see here, the one with the little box indicates that it can create the whole method structure for you. And here it is. We're going to get over what an array of args is later, so don't worry too much about that. We're just getting familiar with how to create and run a program right now. So I'm going to go ahead and type system.out, and we want if we select the second one, it's set out. We want the first one out.print line, and then inside of here you can type whatever you think is funny, or interesting. So like, I don't know, hamburger. If you're sick and tired of doing the classic hello world. Now if you press F5, it'll compile the program for you. And down at the bottom here, you'll see hamburger after the explanation of how it built successfully and all this good stuff. Um, I think that's it for this first program, for this first video. And the next one, we'll go through subsequent ones on how to compile and run other types of code and for loops and all that good stuff.